Greetings. My name is Shiva, and this is Mythcrafts. Today's story is a new demon from every drop of blood. Raktabija versus the Divine Mothers. As with so many myths, this tale has multiple versions. However, there's one well-recognized source we can look to. The Devi Mahatmyam. Its foundation is in the Markandeya Purana, which is dated to around the 3rd century Common Era, with the Devi Mahatmyam, the glory of the goddesses, being added between the 5th and 6th centuries. As the story goes, there were two demon brothers, Ramba and Karamba, both of whom were childless. In the hope of having children in a future lineage, they both performed tapas, a form of meditative penance. Karamba went to the edge of a lake, and Ramba performed a ritual known as the 5 fires, which is presided over by the god of fire, Agni. When Indra, king of the lesser gods, known as the Devas, heard of this, he decided to be proactive. Taking the form of a crocodile, he attacked Karamba and drowned him. Next, he went after Ramba, but Agni intervened. While Agni had saved his life, Ramba was despondent at the death of his brother. He decided to cut off his own head as a final offering. But Agni stopped him, explaining to him that suicide was even worse than murder. I'm not sure if I agree with Agni on that point, but who am I to argue with an elemental fire deity? To sweeten the deal, Agni granted him any wish he wanted. Ramba wanted a son, but not just any son. His son should shine brighter than Agni himself, and he should have the strength of the wind god Vayu. He should be able to conquer the 3 realms, the earth, the heavens, and the underworld, and be unbeatable by the Devas, the lesser gods, and the Asuras, his fellow demons. Plus, he should be devastatingly handsome, and good at archery as well. Got all that? Agni did, and even threw in a bonus. Ramba could pick any consort he longed for. I am not going to kink shame Ramba. Different strokes for different folks. As he was making his way back to the underworld, he was smitten by a she-buffalo, whom he took to be his pride. I will not be describing their wedding night. In time, he impregnated his bovine companion. However, one day when she was frolicking through the fields of hell, a male buffalo caught sight of her and attempted to seduce her. Is that what buffaloes do? Ramba saw this and attempted to fight off the intruder, but was gored to death. Ramba was avenged by his soldiers, and his widow, whether out of sorrow or custom, cast herself onto his funeral pyre. As she burned, a being rose from the flames. In time, he would be known as Mahishasura, and he was everything Raktabija had wished for. Agni had granted him a handsome son, full of strength and power, with devastating battle prowess. Then, another being sprang to life. This was Ramba reborn. In this new body, he would be known as Raktabija. In this new form, he performed austerities, tapas, to the god Shiva and secured a boon. Now, those of you familiar with the myth of Cadmus and the soldiers born of dragon's teeth might hear a parallel. It also has a resonance with Heracles and the Hydra. Raktabija asked that if he should ever bleed, another version of himself would spring from the ground where his blood had dropped. Each would be just as powerful as Raktabija himself. He would create a veritable host of demon clones. Shiva yielded to his desire. Time passed, as it does. A new order of demons came to power, and as they were wont to do, they successfully overtook the heavens. Indra and the other devas fled. Amongst these triumphant demons was Mahishasura, the half-buffalo, half-asura lord. He too had practiced penance, in this case to Brahma the creator, seeking yet another boon. Finally, for the first time in this tale, a request was denied. Maybe Brahma was anti-buffalo. But whatever his reason, when Mahishasura asked for immortality, Brahma refused and told him to ask again. This time, Mahishasura waved his anti-feminist flag, flying tall and proud. Then let me only be slain by a woman, with the inference being that no woman could possibly do so. Loopholes, always loopholes. And so Mahishasura and his reincarnated father, Raktabija, went around wrecking the cosmos, while the lesser gods, the devas, and the greater gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, concocted a plan. Her name is Durga, and she single-handedly dispatched Mahishasura. This is a very common scene depicted in sculpture, painting, and dance throughout Southeast Asia. Only a woman could. Depictions of Durga have between 8 and 18 arms, and she bears the weapons of Shiva and Vishnu, a trident, Trishula, an energy disc from Vishnu, and several other implements of violence. Brahma is not iconographically depicted with weapons. Her vehicle, or vahana, is a lion, which cross-culturally associates her with Inanna and Ishtar. And while she herself is a sacred female manifestation of the powers of the three Murti, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, her sisters, the sacred mothers, are equally as powerful incarnations of their male counterparts. They are, respectively, Narasimhi, Vaishnavi, Kumari, Maheshwari, Brahmani, Varahi, Indrani, and Chamundi. The first is an emanation of Narasimha, the fourth incarnation of Vishnu, a lion avatar. Vaishnavi is a direct emanation of Vishnu. Kumari manifests from Kumara, also known as Kartikaya or Murugan, a tribal war god who is also one of Shiva's sons. Maheshwari comes from another name for Shiva, which is Maheshwara, literally the great god. Brahmani is a projection of the power of Brahma, the creator god. Varahi is the power of Varaha, the third avatar of Vishnu, who appeared as a wild boar, while Indrani is the wife of Indra, the Stormbringer, lord of the Devas. Chamundi, a fierce form of Kali, gets her name from two of the Asuras she slays at the beginning of this battle, Chanda and Munda. She's also associated with Kali as one of her 10 manifestations, collectively known as the 10 Mahavidyas, the 10 great wisdoms. In the picture above, you can see the goddess Durga leading the 8 mother goddesses in battle against the demon Raktabija. From top to bottom, left to right, Narasimhi, the lioness, Vaishnavi riding Garuda, Kumari riding a peacock, Maheshwari riding Nandi, Shiva's bull, Brahmani on Brahma's swan, bottom row from left, Varahi the boar goddess, Indrani riding Indra's elephant, and Chamundi, all following Durga on her lion leading the charge. Note Chamundi's tongue, gathering all of Raktabija's blood. To the right, Raktabija's slain doppelgangers. So Raktabija stands alone as the last demon boss, now that his son Mahishasura has been slain. The 8 sacred mothers come to deal with him, but were quickly overpowered by his army of clones. Durga, seeing the issue, commands Chamundi, "Oh Chamundi, open your mouth quickly, and no sooner I strike Raktabija with weapons, you would drink off the blood as fast as it runs out of his body. Instantly I will kill those Danavas sprung from the blood with sharpened arrows, clubs, swords, and musalas, and you would then be able to devour them all at your will, and then roam in this field as you like." As Chamundi readied herself to foil Raktabija's attempts at regeneration, Durga came at him with her axe and felled the demon king. While the next part of the story is more oral tradition, it is popular and bears an interesting resemblance to the Egyptian tale of Sekhmet, who went on a similar blood frenzy. Having given Chamundi free rein to drink all the blood she wanted, well, she did just that, indiscriminately killing anything that crossed her path. As the body count grew immeasurable, Shiva intervened and decided to lie down in her path. Chamundi blindly trampled him. Finally, when she realized what she had done to her husband, Chamundi being an emanation of Kali Shakti, Shiva's consort, she was aghast, and she stuck out her tongue and ended her rampage. This image is iconic amongst Kali worshippers, not to mention fans of the Rolling Stones. Yes, the famous Rolling Stones logo was inspired by Kali herself. And the takeaway? Well, I gave you a story with gods and demons, bestiality and bloodlust, goddess bosses, and monkey pod booms. But the real takeaway? Always act kindly to your sweet lady, because you don't want to see her inner Chamundi. It's either that, or to quote the band Drowning Pool, let the bodies hit the floor. Thank you for spending some time with me today on Mythcrafts. Have yourself a blessed day.